All right, so one thing I thought I'd discuss about these aftermarket headlights for the Ford Ranger. The two biggest issues that people seem to have with these lights is that the bulb is either not bright enough or it's aiming just too far down. Like a lot of people say, or a lot of complaints about these specific aftermarket headlights is that the light only goes about like a foot or two down and you can't really like align it. So the alignment for the bulb is this Phillips head right here. And you move it, you stick your just a Phillips screwdriver, a drill, whatever you want. Probably not a drill, but it'll move that headlight up or down. And then another thing is to make sure that the clamps really get on all three pieces. If it's even off just a little bit, one will aim more down than the other. So you got to make sure the clamp is directly on these right here. And then the second is about the bulb. So the bulb's really easy. All you have to do is you take this rubber piece off, unclip the bulb, and then this is the regular halogen bulb that it came with. It was around this lock, so you just take the lock off and then it'll be empty. And then I've got some brand new LED lights right here. I believe they're 9007s, I believe is the right one. And they're the lights, the LED lights that you just plug right in. So there's no connector or anything. I'm not saying you can't use a connector or use an LED bulb with a connector, but I don't really know how you'd fit one here because you have to fit it into this unless you were to cut this open somehow. I think it'd be easier and much more just time consuming if you bought just a regular bulb or an LED bulb that doesn't have the connector wire, just a direct plug-in. So you get your bulb, and it came with the gloves, and that's what I'm wearing right now. So you get your bulb, you just put it in. Make sure it fits. A lot of people say that the bulb will be too big in here as well, which should be just fine. I'm not going to do it right now just because I got gloves on. But that's what it should do. And then another concern that a lot of people say is on this side right here for the right light. It doesn't all the way fit compared to this side. And the reason for that is there's much more space back here to put stuff than there is here. You can kind of see that this piece right here is in the way, and on this side it's not. So this side's much easier to pack stuff in. You really got to get creative with how you want to put this one in. And to be honest, probably any aftermarket light that you get for your Ranger is going to be difficult to put into this spot just because of that spacing. Some people say that on like the older ones, like the 98 to 03 maybe, I'm not sure, that the turn signal adapter doesn't fit. Now on my 2008 it fits, but it doesn't lock in. I'm not sure if that's just a defect or what, but sometimes if you go over a bump like super hard, it might get a little bit loose. But even if it's just a little bit loose, your turn signal light won't work, but the actual turn signal will, which is really weird. And then another complaint that people have is about the marker light plug for the side. Now on this one, it bends more, which this is the plug right here for the left one. It bends a bit more to the left. However, on the right side, it's more like directly facing down, like kind of, I can't really do it, but just kind of like that. So some people on the right side will cut this part, and you can kind of see where it's kind of scratched this area right here. And you can cut this piece, that's one option. Or another one, which it makes it a bit more difficult to cram in there, but you can pull this out and have the wires out and just use it like this, because this isn't connected to a bulb, it's just wires that go right into the marker light. So it's not really that difficult. And you can, I haven't done it on this side when I took it out, but I know it's on the right side. But I think that's pretty much all the complaints. Some people say the LED strip doesn't really work all the way. I haven't had any issues with the LED strip. I've only had these lights for about a month, so I'm not, you know, too sure how they'd work. But, I mean, so far I haven't had any issues with it, just about the light. So it's really not that hard. Just make sure you buy some LED lights with the connector or not. Again, you'd have to try to fit the connector into this, and you're probably not going to fit it in. To the 9007 bulbs. It's at least, that's what Amazon says. And I mean, this fits. That fits just fine so far. And this is what you use to adjust the light. A lot of people didn't know this because it doesn't come with instructions, which it's really weird how it wouldn't come with any sort of instructions. I guess it's not the most difficult thing in the world, but I mean, if you've never replaced a headlight before, I can see how it'd be a little bit tricky. It is not to do with any of these for the adjustment. Just, you got to make sure the clamp gets on this edge right here and not a little off, because then the headlight will be off. But that's pretty much it, I'd say, for these aftermarket lights. I mean, they look really good at night. And I mean, I think I paid $230 for these. It's certainly worth $230, especially because on some trucks, aftermarket LED lights or just complete headlights can be, I mean, almost $1,000. And even like some older trucks like F-150s, I mean, even on older Tacomas, they're like $1,000. So if you've got a Ranger and you're looking to get some aftermarket lights, I definitely suggest these. You can get them on Amazon, 1A Auto. I mean, you can pretty much get them anywhere. Yeah, I hope this helped.